You guys have really been enjoying the Invoker videos, so here's another 5 top tips for Invoker in this current patch. These will be useful to know as Invoker players, but they'll also be pretty useful with bits of information to know if you're trying to go against him as well. So a bit of stuff for everybody. With that being said, let's go. Tip number 1 is going to secure you Sunstrikes on people teleporting back to their base really easily. This is going to guarantee almost that you're going to get it every time if you notice that they're teleporting back to base. Now, the reason being is when you double click a teleport to go back to your actual base, it will put you in the same place every single time. So these places are slightly different for Dire and for Radiant, and that's where you're going to place your Sunstrike because 9 times out of 10, people are going to double click the TP rather than clicking on TP and then clicking on base. Every now and again, you'll get people to do that, but the higher up your bracket you go, you're actually going to see this be more consistent, that they're going to double click the TP. It's faster and it's just a more safe way to do it than misclicking on the map. Anyway, the Sunstrike locations for Dire is, if you're going to Sunstrike into Dire, you do it just on this rock here, where it like goes up the little cliff a little bit, and you place it just here. I'll show you that. So say which Doctor was teleporting back to base and you saw him, he's going to double click his TP and you're like, ah crap, he's TPing, so we're going to put Sunstrike just here. Then as he arrives, our Sunstrike is going to be directly on top of him, able to get you the kill for that. Now, if you're on the Dire side, Sunstriking against someone going back to the Radiant, we're going to double click here, and you're going to see it would go directly there. So if we Sunstriked, obviously we're going to get there afterwards, but you'll see that it's exactly on the location where you would arrive. So if someone's already TPing, chuck the Sunstrike directly on these 2 locations, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to hit them just as soon as they arrive, not giving them chance to move. Did you know that you can stack camps with Invoker's Tornado? This is still in the game. I did actually think it got removed, but it absolutely didn't. As long as the creeps that you fire the tornado at are in the air for when the minute mark hits and the creep camp respawns and does the check for anything in the area, you will stack the camp every single time. This means that if you are laning mid as Invoker or laning anywhere as Invoker, you can throw a tornado timed correctly to stack the camp for yourself or an ally every single minute. As long as you hit every creep in there and as long as they're above in the air for the minute mark, you will keep continuing to stack it up. It's pretty difficult to do in the lower levels, especially from the mid lane, but if you can pull this off, man, it's pretty good. Okay, moving on to building an Exalt Invoker during the laning phase. A lot of people will aim to get the double Force Spirits at level 8, so that's as soon as you actually can get access to it with missing a Wex level altogether. You don't get a single Wex level and you get your double Force Spirits 1 level early. Now, I would actually suggest against this, and I normally never ever do this, because getting 1 level of Wex at level 4 is what I would suggest you do for access to the Wex abilities and the spells from that. So as soon as you hit level 4, I'll suggest getting the Wex and then going back into Exalt or getting a second level of Quartz, whatever suits you at that time. The reason I would suggest doing this is 1, it gives you access to the Cold Snap, Tornado, and Meteor combo, which is really good for killing people like Sniper and Lane, which are normally a pain to lane against. Level 5, level 6, you can kill this guy pretty damn easy. But it also gives you access to the spells that are going to get you out of situations. Now, you've got Tornado if you bring Wex as well, so say there's a Spirit Breaker coming towards you, you can just Tornado him, run away, or you can Tornado anyone and run away, right? It's a good escape skill. You've got Deafening Blast if they're tower diving you and you don't want them to right click you because you have the disarm on it, so you can use that. And then also it gives you Ghost Walk if for some crazy reason the enemy don't have any dust. So take advantage of this, get a level of Wex at level 4, and you'll just be a lot safer, but it also gives you more kill potential as well. And you get your Forge Spirits at level 9 instead of level 8. It's fine. Honestly, it's only 1 more level. It's definitely worth this in my opinion, and I do this every single game. If you're enjoying the video so far, you find it useful, and you want to see more content like this and for any of the heroes and stuff as well, then please do consider subscribing to the channel, as of course it's a brand new channel and I'm posting very consistently and will continue to do so, and it is very much appreciated. Thank you. Let's get back to the video. Moving on, we have the fact that Tornado actually dispels a lot of stuff and can be such a pain in the ass for the enemy. Now, if your enemy mid laner comes to lane with a DD rune or a haste rune, and you're just like, oh, for God's sake, just Tornado him. For example, this Meepo's going to get a DD here. I'm just going to Tornado him, and the Meepo's DD is gone. It's gone. He doesn't have it anymore. Your laning is much safer, much easier. He can't deny everything anymore just from 1 tornado. Another reason to get this at level 4, because if they get a haste or a tornado or a DD, you can just get rid of it. Now, the reason we have an Omni Knight here is you can actually also dispel Guardian Angel. This is such a good ability, and it's like almost immunity, right? Like it's immunity from physical damage, and then they have repel as well. You could dispel this with tornado. So you use the Guardian Angel, and then you throw a tornado, and none of them now have that anymore. It's gone. It's fully gone. That's an Omni Knight ult. And if they are grouped enough, even if they're not grouped, you just get one target that's actually on it, and he's trying to save someone from right clicks. Use this, you just tornado them. Now they're killable again, and you can go back to hitting them. Like it's pretty damn crazy that a tornado alone can technically remove Omni Knight ult from a full team if they're grouped up enough. So take advantage of this, and keep in mind if you are against an Omni Knight, you can dispel his ultimate with it. But you can also dispel things like runes, wind ranges, wind run, and many other things as well. If it's dispellable with a Yule Scepter, it's dispellable with Tornado as well. And finally, a tip for you guys that are playing Wex Invoker. If you are going to be ganking from mid, of course, to any other side lane, you should come back out of vision from the enemy here, and then use Ghost Walk before you go. This way, you are, one, avoiding all of the wards the enemy have. Obviously, you'll have boots as well, so you'll still be a little bit quicker. But you're also giving yourself regen while you are traveling there as well. But this also will put the Ghost Walk on cooldown if I turn the free spells off. It'll also put Ghost Walk on cooldown from the duration from you traveling from there to the other end, that you can then go back with Ghost Walk as well. So you run up, the wards do not see you unless they have sentries, which then waste more gold from them anyway to be able to detect you. You come into lane, you have your allies set up a kill, you use Cold Snap and help them out, and then whatever else you need with EMP, Tornado, whatever. And then once the fight is done, you just go back into Ghost Walk and you run back to the mid lane as well, which will get you there quicker because of the movement, but it'll also give you the mana and health regen as well to make it feel like the gank never really happened for your resources. By the time you get back, your regen is back up again, and you're good to keep competing with the lane. Now, this is super helpful, and a lot of people don't do this because, you know, a lot of people aren't playing Wex as much as they would probably need to be able to pick this sort of stuff up. But when you're roaming from lane to lane, use your invisibility just like you would if you're a bounty hunter or anyone else like that. Then they can't see you on the map, and it's just so much easier to set it up than to do it any other way. Anyway, I hope you found the video useful, and before we go, I've got a question for you guys to see if you get this right. Does the Cataclysm work on all of the Meepo clones, or just the main one? What do you think? Put a comment down below before you actually see what happens. But other than that, sub to the channel if you're new, guys. It helps out an absolute ton. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you all in the next one. And were you right? Let's see.